So the map editor got a plethora of changes in the recent update, which has led me to want to try to create something that I haven't seen yet in the map browser before. Before that, let me go and explain what the new features of the map editor update is. That's unrelated to the gameplay itself, but if you missed it, they do have these accolades now. Thanks, Harry. These accolades are basically a way to share your support to, amazing maps. If you find them amazing or cool in any way, you can send some accolades to support said creator. Anyway, I'll explain what's going on in this concept of a map I have in a second, but let me show you what's new here. A new action props tab has been added. This allows you to place interactable areas, so you guys know how in a lot of maps, how you can press something to either remove an object. Well, look no further, because now in Map Editor you can do exactly that. So I just made a thing here where you can press this red button to remove for $24,000, and then you can also make animations for the engineers to chop everything down, and then look at that. All the props have been removed from the map. It's pretty cool, though I wish there was a tutorial to show us like an easier way of how all this works. It took a lot of trial and error for me to exactly get the hang of this new feature, but as you can see in this menu here, you can set what like engineers to show up when you do remove an area, what layers to show, which to hide, and also the cost. It can go anywhere from 20, like $1, even 0 to like a 7-figure number if you want to go wild with it. So this leads me to a concept of a map that I have not seen before, and that is a puzzle. Can I make a map that basically acts like a custom challenge, as in you have to beat it by thinking in a way like you would in a custom challenge. Now, this is really difficult in Map Editor because currently there is very few ways to restrict things. It's like if the challenge editor had no way to change the game mode or the stats or the towers enabled. Because you see here, any player when you publish a map can pick all the difficulties and all the game modes. So this means the only way I can quote-unquote make a map challenge work is if it's only beatable on the easiest game mode, so easy standard. Here's the challenge I wanted to make. Make a map so hard that you can only beat easy mode by removing a certain prop to reveal more of the track. That's why in this setup, I do have these two giant things covering one of the paths. And when you remove it, then it allows you to have so much more space to pop whatever balloons there are. In order to pull this off, though, I have to limit the placements of where you can put towers to a very, very, very small amount. That's why there's a no monkey build zone in everywhere but like a couple squares. This square specifically is a size such that only the smallest towers can fit on it. So a dart monkey, tack shooter, ice tower, glue, sniper, and ninja. These are the only towers whose hitboxes are small enough to be able to fit here. And so you can't use any other tower for this challenge. Not even a hero, because they're all medium-sized, at least. So that's also a problem of having no tower restrictions. Now we've limited down to, like, 6. So that's a start. I'm going to now reduce the placeable area down to that one little square. I'm not exactly sure how many spots for towers I want to have right now, but I'll keep it as a 1-tower challenge. Now for the testing. I want this map to have as low of a win rate as humanly possible. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to disable double cache at the moment, so that exploit's just gonna have to stay there. But here's what I'm thinking for my challenge solution. I basically just want to find the cheapest 1-tower only defense up to round 40, so that I can make this cost as much as possible while still being able to beat the challenge. The way I currently have it set up is so that on round 40, the mob comes out on the lane that's covered, so we're not gonna be able to hit the mob at all. As for why I have a multi-lane map in the first place, I'm not sure. I could probably move it closer or further away if I wanted to. But just out of curiosity, how far does this get us? Bloons TD hopefully should stem the bleeding up to the first round Let's Come. I know they're probably going to add this in the future, but it's unfortunate that at the moment there's no way to really customize challenge or map editor. I've talked about this many times already, but it's still basically just an art showcase, which there's nothing wrong about. We'll love featuring the greatest map artist, but fundamentally a lot of what the game is also making puzzles / challenges, because it is a strategy after all, right? So how about 3-1-0? Hey, that's pretty cool. We'd lead to lead balloon, but obviously we're dead this round. That could be part of an interesting solution, eh? Let me just see if is there any way to salvage this. I think Dart Monkey's way too bad, even though it has enough range to reach. It ain't a straight line. Although, actually, I'm trying last year. Oh, that's actually pretty good. It's getting those snipes. Minus those Regos there. But I think with a little more tinkering of the map, I could probably get this to work. So let's end this test run here. Test run number 2. I actually liked how the Sharpshooter performed. So let me just see if that's better than a Jitsu. And I also moved the track a little bit down, or the prop a little bit down, so there's a little more leeway. Not gonna lie, I think I made things a little bit too hard. Okay, Sharpshooter might be a little bit too strong. Yeah, no lives lost. This might be a little bit too good until this part where I... Oops, yellows. Also, I think for around 28 and 29, this sniper is better. This one is much cheaper than a glue, and is way more reliable. If I want a penny pinch, let's try a 202. How many yellows does this leak? If I survive it, I might take it, just for this to be like again, one of the cheaper solutions. So for 38 lives, and 202 should still work for around 30. And now let's see how long the 024 can solo for. It probably will struggle to 37, 38. More rainbows here. I think I might just have to set in strong. Take the losses. Is there any micro that would get me out of this? Let's try last targeting. It seems okay. Back to first now. 5 lives. Oh no, I'm dead to 36 for sure. How's 204 icicles this round? Whoa. How does this work for round 36 even? I guess it just does. That's pretty cool, but no pun intended. But would this really be a cheap solution? It would have to be 37 in order for this to have a chance of working. But I feel like, yeah, the white balloon's gonna kill me for sure. I always sell this for a 203 sniper. I know this is strong enough to one-shot everything, and also again set to last, and yep, this is actually better. Except for the camos. So what tower would I drop again? Damn. There's not a lot of time to react. Let's try 024 again, I guess. Yeah, just looking at this is definitely far from the most optimal solution. So we're gonna have to improve further to have this cash amount high by the end of the game. But this looks like it'll work decently. How about even for the SRAMs on 38? Or too many yellows? I think it's... no. Too many yellows. You know, finally, this map could be a challenge in of itself without the removable objects. It's already pretty difficult. Let me just see what a 204 would do. Or does it leak too much? It actually shoots through. Let's try the following if I have the time to fit it. Come on. 302. Come on, okay. We got it. I gotta fix that, there's like a small line of sight where the sniper can actually shoot through the exit of path number 2, so I'll work on that later, and it looks like the 302 cannot solo 39 on its own. How's 310? I bet this could work again. Oh, but it leaks the first balloon of every pack. If I have enough lives, though, then there's a good chance that works. Alright, I think for my third run, I have to give it my best shot. Optimize the hell out of the lives so that the glue solution can work for 39, and we'll go from there. Also, while I was at it, I made the track just dip a little bit lower so that you couldn't cheese the snipe at the end of the track with the sniper anymore. I still think a sharpshooter is the best way to go for the first 27 rounds to no lives lost. 27 is tough round because if you put it on first, it'll get blocked by the prop. I think close is actually the best way to preserve lives. You know what, let's just give in to the 203 strategy. It's the cheapest thing I can find for this round, sadly. This kind of sucks money-wise, but I think we just go back to the sharpshooter for rounds 33 or 35 for the time being. God damn, my skills is broken for 36. Also, I think I did a 024 Dart Monkey for round 37 camos, but why don't I do this instead? This is cheaper, and might only cost a couple more lives, right? Yeah, only 3 of them, that's nothing. We'll take that. And you know what, I bet for this part here, I did a 302. Let me try a 300. No attack speed crosspath, so I have to be really, really quick with micro. So for that, I've hovered the placement, so I can place it down immediately. And there we go, no lives lost. This is clean. And guess what? This buys me enough lives to go for the Balloon Dissolver. In fact, I think they buffed the Pierce so that you don't need the crosspath bigger globs. Just 300. And we should be able to tank the first balloon. And with plenty of lives left over, right? Hell, we could even spare 2 more leaks if we want to. But this is massive. Yep, that one's gonna leak, so... a nice 64 life buffer. And with that, we have $8,600. Now, unfortunately, there's a couple ways to cheese this, and the first would be if I go for a main mo-up. Damn, I can afford it. but only a 401. Does this get all 4 cerams before it leaks? I think I only got one of them. So I think we'd be safe. The hope is that the mall path is so short that nothing will work. Like, there won't be enough time with only one placement. Sticky Bomb will get them down to cerams, but obviously they're now under the track. I hope that was enough testing to confirm that nothing can beat this in this small area. Now, if I remove this, what is the cheapest way to beat them up with this track length? Well, I want to say Deadly Precision is the cheapest. Set it on last for the 10% attack speed with the Monkey Knowledge, and let me just see if we can beat it in the time that the cerams leak. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Oh my, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Just brutal. What if we switch it to first right now? Yes, okay. You know what? I don't think I have to make any changes to the track. That was, like, perfectly planned. So remember that number that I had after the sniper? 2623. Add 1,000 to the original cost, 3623 is how much it should cost. And as it stands, that's my cheapest solution to this map challenge with 10 towers placed in total. Let's just do a quick edit, 3623 it. But this is not over, because there is still one game mode that could sabotage everything. Everything that I attempted so far, and built up to. And that is deflation. What if there's a way to beat deflation mode without even needing to clear out, like, the extra track? And I know that this tower is known to cheese deflation a lot. Crossbow Master. If Crossbow Master can beat this in this little track length, I will be very, very disappointed. Because, like, making the track harder would just make it harder for me to beat on easy mode. And unfortunately, my only hope is that... the only hope is that we have less way to beat BFBs without sabotaging how my first run did. It might not be all that bad, actually, because if I remember how props work in the map editor, you can block the line of sight, but projectiles can still pass through it. This here might not give enough time for the Crossbow Master to, well, beat the BFB. You know, I kind of wish I tested this cheese first before trying that try-hard attempt, but that's alright. We have to do it one more time to verify anyways, and for some reason, it still attacks at the very top. Might be due to the BFB's hitbox, so come on, please buy us enough time. Damn, no, not nice, not nice. But I think if we move the hedge a little bit lower, we probably won't survive that anymore. Alright, and moment of truth here. Please lose, please lose, please lose. Nice, we lost. I think it's safe to say we fixed the cheese. At least that's what I'm hoping. And now just to verify that things wouldn't break by the time, so you see, the glue shoots through, so it beats 39 just fine. And how about icicles? That's also fine, right? Looks like it to me. All that's left now is to do another 1 tower run, and prettify this map, so it actually looks like not a pile of doo-doo. That'll take a while though, so I will see you guys when I am done with this map. So after many, many hours of tinkering with the map, I think it's finally finished. As you can see, I've replaced what was originally the buildings into a car wreck instead. That's because I didn't know or notice at the time, but these buildings can actually, you can place towers on it. Anything with the platform label means you can place a tower on it. And yeah, good thing I caught that, otherwise you would be easily able to cheese the map like that. And now one final run for real this time to verify the map. I know I said last time I optimized a ton, but this one is truly optimized to the core. If somebody finds a better solution than this, then, I mean, hats off to them. But as you can see now, I have raised the cost of the removal by $2,000. So that's how you can tell a lot of things were cut out from my previous attempts. Now to show you the crazy solution I've come up with. You guys may not be ready for this, but first off, same thing. It'll be a sharpshooter start all the way up to round 27. Lives are super important here, so I'm even going to optimize microing the Dart Monkey to save some lives in 27. I'd like to end this round with like 190, or at least high 180s, let's see. Yeah, 186 is fine. And after the Dart Monkey, 103 Sniper. I can cut out the large caliber because I can actually still beat all the balloons in time. For 29, last on the Sniper once again to get attack speed. Although I think no matter what you do, you are going to have to leak a life eventually. So last again, yep, that one yellow is sadly gonna have to go. No lives lost, leaving everything at first. Now for the next 5 rounds, it's back to 024. And now for 34 here, the best way to save the most lives is keep it on close the entire time. The life goal here is to try to stay above 150 lives after this round, so can't really afford to leak too much here. But once again, it is strong for all the rainbows. I think switch to close now for all the pinks. And then after the pinks, back to first, and that should get all the black balloons. And we'll be at 169, nice. The solution for 36 is still 204 ice skulls, and here is why I want to save all those lives in the first place. Because I realized last attempt, I kept the 203 for 2 rounds in a row, but in between I had to get a camo tower, but what if I just, like, forego that camo tower completely? AKA tank the camo white, because, I mean, it's only 77 lives. And that would save so much money, not having to buy 2 complete towers. And that's where most of the 2k comes from. And the end of this round is where things get really bizarre here. First off, we now have enough money to remove the obstacle, and I'm gonna do that before round 40 even comes in. And, I did a funny thing when you press the button. You get a nice little surprise. Anyways, watch this crazy solution I have for round 38. Sell 103 cryo, sell that, and get a glue. And, watch this. This solver, remember, works for 39, and I will just simply use some crazy trick shots to slow that one SRAM enough, so that the dissolver can snipe the SRAM out of range, and that will save more money than the deadly precision. And watch this, we now have enough lives to tank the black, the zebra, and the rainbow. Although, remember that there is 1 balloon leaks here, so basically I just get the deadly precision early. Like this. Like that. And once again, same solution as last time, simply last into first. 1, 2, 3, and GG. Hang on, before I submit, I just thought of something even more diabolical. I've upped the cost to now $6,050, because there is something cheaper for round 38 that I didn't do yet. Watch the following. 002 glue, and then let's get back another glue, and get a 302. And that will save more money than the ice would, the crowd cannon. I did have to go 302, by the way, because I tried 300, and I would leak too many lives without destroying glue, so it had to be done. And now let me just verify that I'll end off with a very low amount of money. Huh, I actually might have given too much wiggle room with that much money. But you know what, I'll be a little generous. This challenge already looks, like, pretty hard already. So yeah, I think it is actually done for real this time. I put way more hours into making this challenge than I would like to admit. But it's time to officially share, and I'm gonna wait a couple days to a week to see if anybody will be able to beat it legitimately. Also paging everyone in my Discord server and community posts to spread the word, and I'll update you all on the results of this challenge once everything is in. So, judging by this win rate, I think I did an alright job of making the challenge difficult. Sporting an under 1% completion rate and only 1 in 1,000 attempts succeeding, approximately. Now again, even these stats might be inflated because it doesn't take into account people who use continues, powers, instas, double cache, all that. So I had people who found a legit solution submit in a Google form, just so that we could see how their solution matches up with my intended one, and let me just say the results are pretty interesting. First things first, I unfortunately did not succeed in making the challenge only beatable on easy standard. I had a couple users submit on deflation, and here's what they did. Of course, cross master till 59, until 2 rigorous rounds are left because you can tank them with the starting lives. Sell for a 102 glue, and then a 103 ice because those both slow down the SRAM immensely. And then you just get a transferring tonic, 041. Having this low SRAM allows you to stall the ability long enough to get it up for around 60, and unfortunately too, the map was just long enough and close enough that the 041 could actually beat it. Not without leaking a couple lives, but with the 200 lives you had to start with, it ended up being enough. So good job, Killer, on figuring out this one first, because this solution was much simpler than, well, the easy standard. Alternatively, what you can do is you can skip the Ice Tower on 59 and instead only use the 002 glue to slow down. This is still fine, because you still have enough ability cooled off to have the transferring time do enough damage, but after you do that, you sell for a 302 sniper to one-shot the SRAM that's leaking, and you once again will still have enough lives to beat it. And in case you're wondering, yes, there were people who also found the easy standard solution. However, none of them actually did what I did. I suppose I actually looked over a solution that was much simpler and pretty much involved, like, exclusively sniper monkeys. So what Killer once again did here was 203 sniper for the mid-game rounds, and then just a 024. With proper micro, this defends, and then you literally just switch to a 204 for the remaining 30s rounds. And that'll get you to the same amount of lives, and actually the same amount of money as my intended run. So technically, while this solution ended up being much simpler, it was approximately the same efficiency-wise. because after the 302 sniper, Killer here is left with $47, so pretty much almost the exact same as mine, and he did the same solutions end off with the 302 sniper. And pretty much everybody who submitted an easy standard solution did the same sniper start. However, some users did some pretty creative things to beat round 40, like ADG here. Watch what he does. A Mayhem up to stun. Surprisingly, that stuns a long time, and then a sticky bomb. And then watch that. He upgrades to glue, so that it shoots at the Moab, but by the time the glue reaches the Moab, it pops to ceramic. And then that 3-2-0 shot will allow us to beat the cerams without dying, which honestly, props to figuring that out, because I certainly wouldn't have thought of that. And no videos for these solutions here, but there are apparently even more creative ways to beat round 40, involving a regrow sniper bug, and even a balloon liquefier apparently. Sheesh. I think the main takeaway here is that no matter how hard you try, there are always going to be other people who can think of something that you didn't. And given again the limitations of map editor, I don't think there was any way I could have like patched every possible alternate solution. Although ultimately I think it was a good thing because I liked seeing what others could come up with. So GG, again, nobody ended up finding, well, what I did, or doing what I did, but that's alright. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing. These challenges take a lot of time and effort, but I like doing them. Hopefully they'll add some more features in future updates so that we can continue to make map puzzles. That's all.